Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, wow, my hair looked really weird. I'm going to be bringing you a makeover for one of my plants. Here she is, bring her out. Woo! Yikes! Yeah, that hair is so 2000s. The shoes gotta go. She needs a good cut and color, some fertilizer. Yeah, we got a lot to do here. This is my African violet, and when I first got her, she was blooming beautiful violet flowers, and I loved her so much. I actually got her from Home Depot, and it seems as though the African violets at Lowe's and Home Depot always look so much better than African violets at my local garden centers, and that's a little bit disappointing to me, but hey, I'm not here to judge. So it has been almost a full year since I've gotten it, and it has only bloomed one time, which is extremely disappointing. And now that it is blooming season again, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that she's getting everything she needs. And I asked for some tips on Instagram, and I figured out that I have not been fertilizing her. I have actually never fertilized this plant, which many of you are cringing at in this very moment, and I don't blame you. I just didn't know. Apparently you need to fertilize them year-round, even if it's very, very little. And so I got fertilizer specific for African violets so that every time I water her, I can put some fertilizer in that water so that hopefully she grows some flowers. Okay, this is the stuff that I got. Please excuse my plant-inspired manicure. That is so bad. This is the stuff that I got. I am really excited about trying it out. And it's just fertilizer specifically for African violets. African Violet Plus. It's like vitamins for them. They definitely need this, and I have no idea why I never thought to do it. So I'm going to check her out. I definitely need to prune off some of the outer leaves. Maybe change out the soil. I got some African Violet specific soil, which kind of sucks that I had to buy this big bag. I wish that I could buy just a small pot full, but instead I had to buy this entire bag. Maybe that means there are more African violets in my future. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I have trimmed off a lot of leaves, and I will say before I did this I watched a lot of videos on what it should look like, and basically if you want it to flower, I have learned that you need to cut off excess leaves. So I have done that. I think I don't really want to cut off anymore. I feel like I've already cut off a ton, and so now I'm going to check on the root system and maybe replace the soil. Okay, now let me share something with you that I did not realize when I first planted this plant. The root system is tiny, at least on mine. It looks really healthy in there. It's just so little. So the pot that I had it in was this size, and so that is just way too big. It wasn't like drowning in the pot necessarily, but what I have heard is that they like to be just a little bit crowded, and when they are a little bit crowded, they are more keen to bloom. So I'm going to put this in a much smaller pot. I think that I have a nursery pot that I can put it in that's pretty small. I think that this size will be really good for it. The root system all fits in there, and there's still some room at the bottom. So yeah, I think this will be good. Alright, my African violet is now potted in this new, much smaller pot, and already is looking so dang good. Now it is time for me to do some watering. With African violets, their leaves are very sensitive to water, so when I water it, I always water it from the bottom. As you can see, the deposits are at the bottom of the pot because of bottom watering, and so if I ever did top water it, I would just make sure to lift the leaves and put the water down in here. But typically I do bottom water. I think this time I will top water since I'm fertilizing. I'm sure that you can fertilize from the bottom. I've just never done that before, so let me know in the comments down below if you fertilize from the bottom and how it works for you. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. So I have this little cup here. It's like a vase with the spout, and I'm going to count out a quart of water, which is 4 cups, just in case we didn't know. I definitely did not know and Googled that. So I'm adding those 4 cups of water to equal 1 quart. Alright, 1 quart of water. Before I fertilize it, I am going to make sure that I give it a good water. If you're fertilizing your plant, you always want to make sure that you water them first and then you fertilize it for a couple of reasons. The first reason would be if you are watering the plant for the first time after a long time, the water has a tendency to just go off to the sides and straight through the plant and not really absorb into the soil. You can aerate to avoid this, but if you have aerated, you still don't want to put your fertilizer in first because it can burn the roots. So you always want to make sure that you give your plant a thorough watering first and then you fertilize it. Alright you guys, that is going to be all for today's plant care. I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you have an African violet, leave a comment down below and tell me if yours is flowering right now or what you do to get it to flower. I would love to learn more about this beautiful, beautiful plant. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I really hope that you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you be here regularly and talking with you in the comments down below. Alright you guys, have a good one. Bye!